E. Propositions on ballot. Ballots used at a recall election shall state the following propositions in the order indicated: for the recall of name of officer, against the recall of name of officer. Adjacent to each proposition, there shall be a place to vote for either of the said propositions. After the propositions shall appear the word candidates and the names of candidates, arranged alphabetically by surname. If a majority of the votes cast upon the question of recall is in the affirmative, the candidate receiving the highest number of votes on the question is in the negative. The ballots for candidates need not be counted, except as provided in C, above. F. Office holder. The incumbent shall continue to perform the duties of his office until the recall election. If he is not recalled in the election, he shall continue in office for the remainder of his unexpired term, subject to recall as before, except as provided in this section. If the officer is recalled in the election, he shall be deemed removed upon the qualification of his successor, who shall hold office during the unexpired term. If the successor fails to qualify within 5 days after receiving notification of his election, the incumbent shall thereupon be deemed removed, and the office vacant. G. Repeat of recall petition. No recall petition shall be filed against an officer within 3 months after he takes office, or in the case of an officer subjected to a recall election, and not recalled thereby, until at least 6 months after the election at which his recall was submitted to the voters. Article 8. Transitional Provisions. Section 8-1. Continuation of existing laws. All general laws, special laws, town bylaws, votes, rules, and regulations of or pertaining to the town, which are in force when this charter takes effect, and which are not specifically, or by clear implication repealed hereby, shall continue in full force and effect until amended, repealed, or rescinded by due course of law, or expire by their own limitation. Section 8-2. Continuation of government. All town agencies shall continue to perform their duties until reappointed, or re-elected, or until successors to their respective positions are duly appointed or elected, or their duties have been transferred and assumed by another town agency. Section 8-3. Continuation of personnel. Any person holding a town office or employment under the town shall retain such office or employment, and shall continue to perform his duties, until provision shall have been made, in accordance with the charter, for the performance of the said duties, by another person or agency. Provided, however, that no person in the permanent, full-time service of the town shall, as a result of the adoption of the charter, forfeit his pay grade or time in service. All such persons shall be retained in a capacity, as similar to their former capacity, as it is practical so to do. Section 8-4. Time of taking effect. The provisions of this charter shall become effective, upon the approval of the voters of the town voting hereon, except as is hereinafter provided. A. The Board of Sewer Commissioners in office at the time the charter is adopted, shall continue to perform the duties of their office until June 30th, of the year in which the charter is adopted. At such time the office of Sewer Commissioner shall be terminated and the powers, duties and responsibilities of the office shall be transferred to the Board of Selectmen. The maintenance, improvement, and operation functions of the sewer department shall be under the supervision of the Municipal Maintenance Department of the town, and all persons employed by the sewer department on the June 30th aforesaid shall be transferred to the maintenance department, and shall, insofar as it is possible so to do, continue to perform the same duties as they previously performed. B. All persons serving in an elected town office which, under the provisions of the charter is to become an appointive office, shall continue to serve, and shall continue to perform, the duties of the office, until the expiration of the term for which they were elected. When such term has expired, the appointing authority shall appoint a suitable person to fill the vacancy, giving due consideration to the incumbent whose term has expired. C. Not more than 45 days following the election at which the charter is adopted, the town moderator shall appoint a special committee to review the existing bylaws of the town, in order to bring them into conformity with the provisions of this charter. Said committee shall file a report, with recommendations, at the spring town meeting, in the year following the year in which the charter is adopted. D. The Board of Selectmen shall, forthwith, following the election at which the charter is adopted, initiate procedures to select a town administrator. In addition to the qualifications which are stated in Section 4-1, the initial qualifications for the office shall be that the person have served, full-time, in a position as a city or town manager, executive secretary, town administrator or other office having a different title, but similar powers and duties, for not less than 3 years. The first appointment to fill this position shall be made not later than October 15th in the year in which the charter is adopted. There shall be a widespread and diligent search for candidates to fill the position of town administrator. E. The position of Executive Secretary to the Board of Selectmen is hereby abolished effective not more than 2 weeks following the appointment of the Town Administrator, or November 1st, whichever occurs first. The Executive Secretary may be a candidate for the office of Town Administrator, but nothing contained in the Charter shall be deemed to grant to the incumbent of said office at the time the Charter is adopted a right to assume automatically such office. F.